So last week we had left off with well, a couple of things have happened. You defeated the kind of band of spiders that had captured Nim, and managed to seal off the breach, the cave entrance, the hole where you felt something much larger coming through. You all had worked together very well, sealed it off, but in doing so caused a pretty massive cave-in, and you all escaped that and made it to this room, this undercroft.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't call it that.
The undercroft, the deepest, darkest part of the castle. As you arrived here, we had traveled back in time a little while to join Grim and her spirit walk that she had with Ganon. Sheesh, forgot his name for a second.
I was like, that's with a G.
Ganon. And we had learned a few things. One, we saw almost his birth, his origin, where he made Grim kind of take the same journey he did, going into the deepest depths of the castle to the center of the structure. And there she saw the Triforce, the three parts of the triangles merged together as one. An entire space completely dedicated to the goddess Hylia and her gifting the Triforce to the people of Hyrule. Now, he, Ganon, desperately wanted Grim to touch the Triforce of power, seemingly the same way that he did all those centuries ago, which of course turned him into a force of calamity, a spirit of pure power and kind of raw nature, to which he said over the centuries he figured out how to force himself back into a normal body, into the way he used to be. But he wants Grim to touch it for some reason. There's some ulterior motive he has, and try as she might, Grim cannot fully figure out what his plan is. But damn if she don't want to touch that thing. And so she reaches out and she grabbed a hold of it with her flesh hand, not the metal one, which did not transfer any power. She reached out with her real hand and felt this coldness climb up her arm and into her heart, as if death itself was trying to take over her body. But right at the moment where she should have died, another hand came in to save her, that of Alexander, her patron. And you watched him take the power of the Triforce into himself, which seemed to cause him amazing pain. And he cast you back into your body, separated you from the realm that Ganon had drawn you forth. And for a split second, Grim saw his true form, his unbridled, raw power, demonic form, something a little more grotesque than cool, something that he tried to hide from her for a very long time. She saw the true Alexander and the amount of pain he was in to let that form show. As he rips her away, she ends up in another realm, a planar dimension adjacent to the rest of the party, a mirror universe, if you will, literally seen through the mirror in the center of this undercroft, floating there. And as Grim kind of tries to reach out to her patron and feels only his pain and the way he shuts her out, and loses that connection to her, to that energy, to the weapon that comes with it, to the ability to talk to him, she kind of loses her cool and starts to throw around some of the barrels and crap in the room, and finds out that they're not actually barrels, that she's in a kind of prison surrounded by mimics. Now, on the other side, the Triforce tattoos on Astrella and Kirin are starting to glow. And as you all try to figure out what is this mirror and how to access the dimension on the other side, all of you with the Triforce tattoo are drawn to each other, drawn to touch the mirror at the same time. And when you do, the mirror shatters. And that is where we start today's session at the shattering of this mirror. A few things happen after the mirror is shattered. The first thing is that all of you who are looking at Grimm's reflection, upon seeing the mirror shatter, Grimm is now there in the space with everyone.
Oh,
The dimensional blockage, the pathway between the two realms has been set free, and the two realms have merged into one. The second thing you notice is for anyone who is looking at Kirin,
uh-oh.
Dawson's form, Kirin's body, has transformed. And you see him almost writhing in pain as his brand just glows this incredible bright green color. Is that right, Eli? Green is for courage in
Yes.
Cool. So we'll go with that. So this incredibly bright green color just envelops his hand, and you watch it travel down his arm. And as it does so, he gets on all fours and he tries to scream, but instead of a scream, it comes out as a howl as you watch his body turn and morph into a very large wolf. Those who know, you know.
Oh,
Almost overcome by the spirit of courage, by this hero of time, Kirin has become a wolf, like Wolf Link from Twilight Princess.
I was gonna say, isn't it Twilight Princess? I don't know much about it, but I thought I
Yeah.
thought I knew that was on there. I was like,
The best game.
That is where we're pulling from, and so he has become a wolf. If you look at his eyes, you can tell that there is some sort of recognition of you all, even of himself, but he has lost the ability to speak with you. But he makes eye contact with Link, and Link looks at him, and there's this longing expression in Link's eyes. Again, you get the sense that he feels a loss, as if maybe that should have been him. But the moment passes quickly because you watch Link draw his sword and don his shield and look around the room. And you can tell by the look in his eyes that he is terrified and on edge. You hear Kirin start to growl, this low, guttural. And as you all look around the room, you realize that Grimm wasn't the only thing to travel from the other realm. Like opening the door on a jail cell, every single inhabitant of that other dimension, which was a dimension to hold these creatures at bay,
oh,
been released. You are now in a room surrounded by treasure and jewels and over 20 mimics filling every corner of this space. You are all surrounded.
well, fuck.
So a couple of things are going to happen here. First, I need to find.
Well, first of all, I want to just say I'm very proud these are being used only because I painted most of them. But that's it. That's the only reason.
So here's the funny thing. I did find music for this, but I didn't import it. So
Oh no,
hopefully,
Imagine.
Just have it for us.
it was really cool and epic, and
what are they called? Mimics?
mimics. They are called mimics.
Mix.
Okay, here we go. Yes. This.
am I-
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play this song. Here we go. Y'all gonna die. So here's how this is going to happen. This is intense. This is crazy what's going on here. We're going to roll for initiative, but only the party is going to roll. These are way too many mimics. When I said that there's like over 20 here, there is literally over 20. Also keep in mind that this motherfucker right here, you see how he looks like he's like the floor?
You can also
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Which
not.
one? The
This
slip.
guy, you see this guy with the big ass motherfucker? Okay, yeah. He's the ceiling. I just want you to keep that in mind. The ceiling is 7 feet up, and when you look up, you see this. These eyes and teeth and just dripping
Ew.
saliva, just 7 feet in the
Whoa.
middle.
How
above.
about no?
So this is what you have to face. There are treasure piles of them, and you can see them here and here, little piles in the corners. Those are actual treasure. They're not mimics. So if you want to try and go for them to see what could be inside, you absolutely can. But
Some bitch in this room.
anytime you move, no matter where you move, any creature you pass will have an opportunity of attack, and that is how we're going to handle combat. If you pass it, it will attack you. You have the chance to attack back, or you can leave it alone. Your goal is to find a way out.
Is there even a door?
Before we roll initiative, I will give you all a chance to ready your weapons, table talk it. If you want to do perception checks, investigation checks, now is the time to do that.
I definitely want to.
Well, there's
Perception is higher, so.
there's
if
the
I
hole in the ceiling.
Okay, so Nim's gonna roll
Oh.
perception
just
check.
want to
Go
do
ahead.
like a.
That doesn't make teeth.
Hold on. Figure out what's around me. What's.
What are you looking for? What's your focus? There's a lot around you.
I kind of want to pinprick like the beasts, but I'm also looking for goodies. Like. you
Looking
know
for
what I'm
goodies.
saying?
Roll investigation to look for goodies.
Ooh.
But my perception's so much better.
I would do something different. Perception.
16 plus investigation?
Yep.
2. 18.
Okay, 18. With an 18, Nim, what you notice is that there are there are 4 treasures near you, the closest being directly behind you. When you look, you can instantly see that there are gleaming jewels on that. And with an 18, I will say that you notice that these jewels aren't merely like valuable jewels. Your spider sense is tingling. You know that these probably have some sort of a magical property to them.
Okay. And of course, I can see where the beasties are.
Yeah, you can, everybody, all y'all can see where the beasties are.
Okay.
And I'm
Anybody
assuming
else?
you readied your weapon.
I'm going to ready the sword.
The sword of first
I'm
blood.
going to actually take out Zero's sword.
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
Cool. So as you put your staff away and draw the sword of first blood, you feel its weight in your hand. This is not a typical weapon that you are used to fighting with, but you can instantly feel its power.
I do
And,
have proficiency in long sword, so.
and for a split second, you feel its hunger. You can tell that this blade wants to destroy things, that it is hungry for blood. And you can almost sense that the redness of the blade is as much blood tint as it is magical power.
Ooh.
Who else wants to do some weapons readying, some rolling, some checks?
I want to,
Go ahead, Emily.
I want to do an Arcana check to see if, because you said the jewels might be like magical items and stuff. I want to do an Arcana check and see what magical stuff is in this room and what I should go for.
Done. Give me your Arcana.
Oh. 18.
Good roll. As you kind of ready yourself and reach out with your senses and kind of almost blanket the room in this magical sense that you have, you instantly see rings appear in your mind, like the rings you would wear on your finger. And they're spread throughout in many different piles. You get the feeling that in every pile of gold, there's at least 1 or 2 rings, and each of them feels different to you in its magical properties. You can feel elemental forces like fire, water, air, earth. You can even feel this undead necromancy just kind of calling you from a corner. The room is filled with magical rings.
Okay. Magical rings. Interesting.
Magic. Wait.
Grim, you're next.
Okay. I would like to do. I thought I knew what I was gonna do. She did Arcana. What did Jess do?
I just investigated what was around me immediately.
So she sensed that there were magical jewels that had the magic jewels. From Emily, you got magic rings. So I'm just going to say you all are sharing this out. You're almost kind of calling it out to each other in the midst of this pre-battle moment.
Can I do insight? Like looking for a door, a way out anyway.
What's higher for you, insight or perception?
They're the same.
Okay, yeah, whichever
What
you
are
roll. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Oh,
Give me a roll. Let's see what you find out.
19.
Good, damn, you guys are doing some good rolls. All right. Let's hope that they hold true when you get into fights.
yeah, for real.
These guys aren't pushovers.
Mm.
With a 19, Grim, as everyone's sort of calling out, you hear Nim going, "Oh, there's jewels in there," and you can hear Astrella going, "I sense rings. There's strong magic here." Your eyes immediately dart off to your left. So your character left. So down here in this area where my hands are, there is a pile of rubble. And at the top of that rubble is a person-sized hole, like a one at a time kind of a squeeze.
I remember.
Yes.
There is a way out. You see two other doors in the room. The other door on this side over here, there's a mimic there. So it's not a real door. You instantly see that that way is a false way. And the last door on this end, way back here, has been caved in by rocks. And so there's only one way out, and that is that small hole, and you know where it is. Yassin, what would you like to
I
do?
want to take out my daggers. Sorry.
Do it. Got him.
There we go. Do I notice Grim noticing the hole in the wall, or do
Oh
I
yeah,
need to
we're all telling each other this.
Oh, okay, she
Yeah.
told me.
We're all calling this out.
Yeah. Gosh, Eli. No, I'm just kidding.
So I want to pull out my scimitar
Yep.
and make my way over to the hole. And
Are you just dipping?
no, I want to be over there so I can help all of us dip.
Wait, we have to figure out how to get out of here while fighting these things all together and not die.
And grabbing goodies.
Oh, well, okay.
And
So-
grabbing what?
Grabbing goodies.
I mean, I'm more concerned with getting everyone out.
I was just
So, yeah.
trying to get everybody out, but I got you.
That's the fun of this place. It's a literal treasure trove, but it can kill you if you stay here too long. So,
So
Eli, there's nothing else you want to do. No checks you want to roll or anything.
Can I, let me see. Can I do like, I don't know what that word, can I do like intimidation on mimics?
That's not a check to roll.
I don't know.
well,
Well,
Is there a particular group that you want to try and intimidate?
you are right here, by the way.
that's me.
Oh,
So there would be a pile of gold right here that you can't see on the camera, but it's right here where my finger is, in between two mimics. There are mimics near Nim and Link over here with gold.
Oh yeah, Link's here.
You can try and intimidate whoever you want.
so is Kirin,
I do like gold.
Kirin a wolf right now in the room with us?
Yes, he is.
He is.
That's
in-
who I was wondering. I was like, who's the fourth person? But I forgot.
You just don't have a wolf.
Then I guess I'm gonna try to intimidate the mimics right next to this gold so we can have money.
Go ahead and roll intimidation for me. What do you do?
Oh, 13.
Okay. What are you doing to intimidate them?
Probably just swinging like kind of like a lion tamer, like back, yeah, just like
Nice.
like like jabbing at them.
All right. So, here's what happens, and then afterwards we're going to have to roll initiative. So, as everybody's calling out where magical items are, Grim is going, yeah, but the hole's there to get out. So, maybe life over goodies. And Yassin's like, fuck life, and he just starts to swing his scimitar around and just starts to make this loud call. Screaming at the top of his lungs, back, and for an instant, you actually get a couple of them to flinch, because remember, all of these mimics have appeared at the same time out of a jail dimension. They're confused and they're a little bit, kind of on the iffy side, and so these two actually make a step away from their gold piles.
Nice.
But do turn and bead on you as they're doing that. That call, that cry, while it's opened up a path for you to get that gold without incurring attack, has readied every mimic in the room. They're now ready to throw down. So let's roll for initiative.
Oh, okay. Somebody go before me one time, okay? Like, come on.
18.
3.
You are before me. Good job.
9.
All right. Yassin with 9.
And you were 8.
18.
You were 8. Emily?
3.
Oh. 3. Oh.
The mighty 3.
Yeah, I think we can kill this character. She's not doing too hot with the rolls, y'all.
And I'm gonna go 8, and then I gotta look at Dawson's sheet here to see
He's gonna
what
kill off Astrella.
I do have to talk to you later. I'm thinking about leveling up into a level of bard, which will actually give me some healing spells as well. So I might be able to help you even out a little bit.
There we go.
All right, and what is Grim's roll?
18.
18 as well.
Grim?
I mean, not Grim, you.
17.
17, okay. And Nim, so Nim is second.
Oh, second.
All right, so here's the order. Grim, Nim, the wolf known as Kirin, Yassin, and Astrella. So, Grim, you're up first with Nim on deck.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to talk to the wolf, Kirin.
Yep.
And I'm gonna see if he can even recognize what's going on.
All right, what do you say to him?
Okay, I'm gonna be like, "Are you still there?"
He looks up at you for a second, then kind of looks down at his paws, and you see him kind of cock his head to the side, and you hear him go, and kind of nod his head once.
Can you get to that hole?
He looks behind him, and he sees 1, 2, 3 mimics in his path, and he kind of nods, but also gives you a little bit of a whiny dog sound, like it's gonna hurt, but I can probably do it.
Don't go there. Don't go yet.
He nods back at you.
Okay. Well, which one's in my path the most?
Oh, good grief.
Oh,
It depends on what you want to do. Are you trying to go for the hole and escape? Do you want to grab any of the gold? What's your goal here?
There is a gold
To
pile.
get out the room with
All right. so
Kirin
give-
as a wolf. And the others should follow, but I can't control those bitches.
There is a gold pile in front of you. I'm just
you
saying.
you are right next to a gold pile. So there's that. But your
You should
path,
just scoop it up as you go.
so as you move in this direction towards Kirin, this is going to be the straightest path out for you. You will still face the same 3 mimics that Kirin was sort of whining about.
Okay.
But that is the way out.
I'm gonna just move closer to Kirin and yeah.
Okay, so right around here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Didn't want to grab the gold.
So as you make your movement from here to there is a mimic right here on the floor next to you. So it's going to incur an opportunity of attack. So here we go. This is like playing chess now. Every time y'all move, shit's gonna happen.
Okay.
Okay, full health. I got this.
You should all be at full health, I think. Any plus to hits? Let's see. It is going to. There it is.
Why do you have a big one?
So it's going to use its pseudopod attack. It's going to do out 1. It's a +5 to hit. So that is an 11 plus 5, 16. Does that hit?
Oh,
Ditto.
What?
you.
Yeah.
Your
How do I-
AC.
Oh,
Does it break your defense, Grim?
and what was it?
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a first hit on somebody. Woo! Okay, so
Oh my
How
God.
many do I take?
I'll let you know. This is 1d8 plus 3 bludgeoning damage.
The pyramid.
All right, so 1d. So here's the fun of this. Yeah, I'm going to use one of these bloody guys. First, bloody pyramid. Here we go. Rolling the bloody pyramid. That is going to be a 5 plus 3. So that's 8 damage that you take from this creature. But it has the ability to stick. It has
Ew.
adhesion. So the mimic adheres to anything that touches it. A huge or smaller creature is also grappled, unless you can escape. You are smaller than a huge creature. And so as you pass by this mimic, you take 8 damage, and though you want to pass it, it sticks to you and roots you to the ground. I need you to make a DC, we'll go with strength.
A D what?
A strength saving club.
Strength saving throw.
Okay.
Got to beat a 13 or you are grappled, which means you cannot move.
A what?
13, beat a 13.
Where are my stuff?
What's your saving throw plus? It's in the box. It's in the box up at the left hand corner. Saving throw.
What the?
It flip out on you.
It's not pulling up anything. Oh fuck! It's raining
I can-
here.
It's okay, I can check yours real quick. As you're getting everything situated, no worries.
What's
So
my
looking
what?
So Grim, looking for strength saving throw. That is a -3 to your strength saving
Oh,
throws.
shit. Never mind.
-3. So what's your roll? And then take away 3.
5.
Okay, you are grappled. And so as you try to run and make your way towards Kirin, this thing just sucks around you with its tentacles, and they are sticky as shit. And you are rooted in place. You're going to have to break free of this thing. You can cut free, you can do whatever you want, but on your next turn. Next on deck is Nim.
Cool. 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 I'm going to.
And Kirin will be on deck. So Nim, you're Kirin on deck.
How far am I away from that gold pile back there?
This gold pile here,
Yeah, that one right there.
5, 10, about 15-ish, give or
What
take.
if I tried to land on the other side, closer to this one, but not quite, in the range? Is that
Like over here, 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 here.
right here? So this guy isn't like right on top of me when I get there.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'm going. No, hold on. You gotta see if this works first.
Okay.
I'm going to try to stay out of the range of them by doing a flip, like trying to flip to that spot.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a
By,
dexterity.
Yeah,
Give me a dexterity roll. Good plan, good plan.
just like to not pass them. It's okay. 17 plus 5.
Okay, so 13, no, 12.
17 plus 5.
Oh, a 17 plus 5. I'm sorry, that's a 22.
2.
22, nice roll. And so you flip, you backflip around. What happens is that as you are flipping, you probably get about 5 feet off the ground. It gets you out of the opportunity of attack for anybody who's on the ground level with you, but 7 feet up,
Oh no.
About that.
this guy. And he is just sitting there waiting for you. As you flip,
I totally forgot about it.
you see this tongue just lash out towards you, and it gets an opportunity of attack because of the range. So let's see if you're able to dodge this thing's movement. And it is going to be doing its pseudopod attack. That is an 8 plus 5, so that is a 13.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
And so it completely misses. As you're in the air, you see it, and you almost like kind of wink and give it that. And just sort of like twist your body right as the tongue is coming out for you, and you deftly land right next to this pile of gold. That was your movement. You still have your actions that you can take.
I'm gonna try to shove as much in my bag as I can. Or do I have to do it like an attack roll?
Roll. You just want to just grab and just put stuff in your bag?
Yep.
All right, so give me sleight of hand. Let's see how much you get.
I'm a poor person and I love cave diving, so like, come on, I gotta do something.
Mhm.
Okay. 9 plus 5, so 14.
14. As you kind of reach down and you're just, yeah, you open up your satchel and you just take in your arm and just shove in a bunch of stuff. Most of it fits in, a few things fall out as you stand quickly and kind of ready yourself, both hands back on the greatsword. What you managed to do is get about 100 worth of gold. Now this is gold in coins, necklaces, cups, different things like that, give or take, worth about 100 pieces of gold if you were to sell or trade this. But since you didn't look and didn't pick and choose,
Oh,
you have a chance for random items to be in there, like the rings or the gems. We won't know that
until
until you
sort through
survive.
them.
Yep, until you sort through.
Okay.
But I can tell you that you've got 100 gold
That's
easily.
fine. That's cool. I don't want to spend time to, like,
Yep, no worries.
Too
And
much.
that will conclude your turn. That's your action. That is your movement. You are good. Kirin is next. Kirin sees Grim being grappled by this mimic. And having made eye contact and made that kind of battle connection, he's going for you, Grim, to try and free you from this thing. And so he's going to go for a bite and claw attack using both of his fighter-based attacks. Let's see if he can break the AC on these mimics. Ooh, that's a 5, but I'm going to go and look at his weapons to his plus. Kirin. Okay, so he has a +5, so that is a 10. His bite does not make it, but he's going to go for that paw attack. That's another 5, 10. So he rushes in and goes to bite and then claw, and this mimic almost like kind of curls up tighter around you and just takes these 2 hits. I mean, it's kind of gushing blood a little bit, and it took him. It didn't bother to dodge. It's got you gripped, but it's not letting go. It did take damage though, and I will allow, more than that. I'll go with 11 points of damage against this particular mimic. It weathers the blow extremely well. These bites did hardly anything to the mimic, and you feel its grip tighten around you. Up next, we have Yassin with Astrella on deck.
Mhm.
So remember, Yassin, you got those 2 to move away from you. That gold in front of you is wide open. You can run for it if you so choose.
I mean, I went to the trouble of doing that, so yeah. Might as well go. I'm gonna make my way over to the gold.
All right, you do that. And you easily just kind of rush over to where the gold is. I'm going to put you right in front of it. If you want, you can do the same thing that that Nim did and just use sleight of hand to shove a bunch of stuff inside, or you can take time to look for specifics, your choice.
Oh, plus 3. Go for it.
So it's pretty much just. So
Well,
yeah,
you said there could also be magical stuff in there. So you're gonna take the time to look for the stuff, or you just
I think-
willy-nilly?
yeah, we're in a rush.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
going to
moving.
do sleight of hand.
All right, give me your sleight of hand. Let's see how much you grab in there.
Ooh, 19.
Better than
Mine was
yours.
14.
Cool. All right, so with a 19, I can guarantee that you have about 125 worth gold that you just kind of shove in there real quick. But you also have a chance of grabbing some of these gems and rings and other magical items that Astrella sensed throughout the room. We just won't know until you survive and kind of pick through your findings, but you easily have 120 gold right off the bat.
Nice.
And that will conclude your turn. Oh, I didn't roll for Link. Let me roll. Forgot, Link's here too. Link roll. Oh my God, Link rolled a 1. Nice. So
Bless
he's
his
on a
little heart.
I'm not last.
You're next, Estrella, with Link on deck with a
Leave.
1, poor bastard. Okay. What are you
Okay.
gonna do?
Can you point to me on the map so I can see where I'm at?
Yeah, so you are right here.
Okay, that's what I thought.
in front of that nasty pile. There's a thing right over here. There's some gold over there. More nasty things this way.
Okay, well, if I try to move, that nasty thing's gonna go after me. So I'm gonna do a cantrip. I'm gonna do Sacred Flame on the nasty thing in front of me.
Okay.
So that way I can get past. All right.
All right. Go ahead and give me your Sacred Flame.
All right. Oh, 20. Dirty 20. Not natural 20.
dirty.
It was 17,
Okay,
and
great.
my spell attack is +3.
Very nice. That breaks the AC on this creature. Roll your damage. What does Sacred Flame do?
Okay, Sacred Flame. Target. All right, the target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. Spell's damage is increased by 1d8 when you reach 5th level, so 2d8.
Okay. So next time when you use that spell, you don't have to roll an attack for it because it's a saving throw. So my creature has to dodge it. If not, they take full damage or they take half, but you don't have to actually break AC. Since you already
Gotcha.
broke AC, I'm going to say you have full damage on this sucker. So go
Okay,
for it.
okay, that makes sense. Thank you. All right, so that's me 10.
10 points of damage. And so your hand reaches out, and again, you just summon from the heavens, boom, this radiant damage that comes down.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Does that affect the one on the ceiling?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool.
Yes!
This creature, this center giant gold pile, right above it, 7 feet up, is the other one, this giant tile, this mouth on the roof. And you watch this radiant energy go through it and then into the gold pile. And both of them kind of curl in on themselves, and you hear them shriek out. And both of them take 10 points of damage for that. And they weather it well. You see some singes and some burns, but they are still well in this fight. What do you choose to do next? You still have your movement if you want to try and move.
Oh, there's a gold pile next to me, isn't there?
There is.
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, that's literally just a step over.
Nice.
As you do so,
Yep.
the one behind you, there is a chest right behind you with a big old tongue just and giving the opportunity of attack. The one in front, as you cast your radiant damage on it, it kind of licked its wounds as you took a step to the side, and it won't attack you because of that. But let's see what this back one does. Rolling for pseudopod damage. That is a natural 20.
Oh
I am
Fuck you. What?
so let's go ahead and roll damage. This is going to be a d8 plus 3
No, it's not.
doubled.
no, it's not.
Oh no.
That is another 5
+3.
plus 3. That's 8, 16 points of damage.
What?
I need,
Oh,
you,
the gold
Pretty good right now, all I gotta say.
I need you to make a strength saving throw to see
All
if
right.
this thing grapples you.
Okay. Okay. That's a 10.
That is not breaking. You need a 13 to break.
Yep.
And so as you step over towards this pile of gold, ready to reach down and just shovel some into your satchel, you feel this tongue wrap around your body and just pull you back towards this chest. You almost feel this like razor sharp pressing into your thigh as the teeth sink in for that 16 points of damage, but your legs are locked up and you cannot move right now.
Okay.
Next up is going to be Link, followed by the bonus round, where all of the mimics get a chance to move just a little bit. But I'm literally only going to move them 5 feet because they can't just stay there. That's no
Really? No.
Oh, great.
'Cause
That's
I can't
so
do
fun.
Link is looking straight at you, Astrella, and again watches you get trapped by these creatures, and he has a clear shot to make it to you without touching anything. And so he moves 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, don't fall over, man. It's okay. I love you. To be right next to you. And you kind of hear him breathing heavy as he reaches down to just to try and cut this tongue in half. And so he's going for 2 strikes. Let's see if this boy can break the AC of the mimic. First strike. That is a 19. That one does break. Second strike. That would be an 8. So his first strike lands, and he is going to move to cleave this thing in half. See if he can free you from this. That is a 2 damage. I'm going to put it in a strength check with this creature. 17 against 20. So unfortunately, he is not able to free you. So what he does is he sinks his sword into this creature's tongue, and he tries to wedge it and yank it free. But as he pulls, all he gets is blood and a little bit of kind of a tear in the tongue, but it's still on and it's still holding you. But now Link is by your side.
Okay.
Time.
You got your butt.
Yeah, I feel better now.
All of you
Oh.
can see the mimics in the room start to shift as the battle takes place. And they're moving closer to each of you,
Oh,
just a little bit. You notice also that they're getting closer towards the things you might want to grab.
y'all, have we ever considered that this might be a touch the horn and nope the fuck out situation?
Oh,
Stop going for the treasure.
Okay, but I just took
But-
16 damage in one turn.
Who's got the horn?
But I'm the one.
Nim's got the horn. We would still have to get to each other.
Ah, yeah.
That's it
So
together.
I think the best way to solve this is to get the fuck out first.
Yeah.
And
And
Yeah.
here you go.
Stop
And I didn't
touching
even move every mimic. I just moved just a few just for shits and giggles. So that is the first round. Moving back up to the top of the pack. Grim, followed by Nim on deck. So Grim, you are trapped. How are you going to try and free yourself from this creature?
First, I want to do this supposedly while they were all doing their turn.
Mhm.
Like as the battle was going on.
Yeah.
I wanted to take and I want to make a basically, I guess, Arcana to see who or if anything is contributing to their, like if there's one that you can kill to weaken them all.
So you're looking if there's like a hive mind, like a
Yeah,
queen?
if there's like a leader.
Sure. Don't roll Arcana.
One mimic tool.
Okay.
You would need to roll a nature check.
A what? A nature check?
These are creatures, they're animals. So you're trying to see if they function like a hive. I will let you do it with advantage.
I know where's that.
What's with advantage?
Roll twice, take your highest one.
Roll twice.
Mhm.
But
Probably not. Feel better.
13?
That's the highest one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus to nature.
-1, so 12.
That's all right.
Oh.
I'll do 13. 13's fine.
I'm gonna stop asking you.
Yeah. How about
Just
we
because
not?
you're getting class going, you're gonna do that homework.
She was leaning on her strength. She's like, I want to do Arcana. I'm like, this is not an Arcana moment. These are all creatures, they're animals. So what you notice, the way everybody moved, they moved around a central person, a central creature. Everybody shifted except the two in the middle, the giant pile of gold with the tentacles coming out of it, and in the ceiling above, neither of them moved, but everybody almost seemed to move around them. So with that knowledge, you would say one of those two is probably functioning as the general, the queen, the hive mind for the
The nasty, the big nasty.
Okay. Then I know what I'm gonna do with the thing attached to me.
Okay.
I'm going
Oh.
to try to deceive it into letting me go.
How are you going to do that?
I'm going to tell them
She
that
got
I will. I don't know if this will work.
a little
But-
bit.
It's one of my strengths, so I'm gonna try. I was going to, I don't know, does it talk? Can you communicate with it in any way?
Everything can communicate, but it doesn't speak in a language that you would understand. It's like talking to a bear or an owl. There is some form of way they communicate, but it's not immediate to bipedal creatures.
Would it understand what I'm saying though?
Okay, cool.
It might. That's all I'm going to give you. I can't say yes or no.
That's true.
What do you want to try?
I want to try and convince it that I'm working with the thing on the ceiling.
Okay. Is this through
Morse
so it's like
code.
you want to do a deception check on this creature?
Yeah.
You want to drink?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Can I do that?
It is. Anything's a thing. I'm trying to think of how this would work. I want to let you do it. I'm trying to think of how it would work. Okay. How do you want to deceive it? So how are you trying to tell it? Is it through mental telepathy? You're trying to plant a picture in its mind, words? Are you moving your arms in a tentacly fashion and hoping it understands?
Interpret
guess-
things.
How are you
I
gonna
guess
talk?
I would try to let I can't really do the arm thing right now. I'm like stuck.
You're gonna touch its mind?
No, only your leg is stuck.
No, that's Astrella. No, her whole body's wrapped up in
My
gold.
whole body is stuck.
Hers?
Yeah, Grimm's whole body is
Oh.
wrapped up. Estrella's legs are wrapped up. So you're gonna try and touch its mind?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Mm.
This is
Ew.
Roll deception with advantage for shits and giggles because rule of cool. That's pretty damn cool.
Natural 20.
That's it. You know,
Stop.
With added A, so 28.
28. I just want to see what this mimic rolls to counter it. It's going to have to roll extremely high to counter a nat 20 like that. 12. It's not a shabby roll. So there's a moment of resistance, a brief, as there's like almost this lost in translation, but you immediately start to put into your mind the image of the one on the ceiling and almost a subservient nature, which you start to feel it quiver and response and kind of slacken its grip. And as its tongue loosens around you, you feel it push you from behind. Like, "Ugh." Do you go with it or resist against it?
Where is it pushing me towards?
The center, you feel it pushing you towards the center.
How close to this?
It's only 5 feet, so literally it's like a block in front. It would definitely put you in range of Middle Boy.
So if he's pushing me, he let go,
He did,
but he's pushing me.
yes.
I'm gonna try to dart towards Kirin.
Okay,
Like as he's pushing me, like kind of move like with the force, kind of redirect myself.
cool. Give me a dexterity saving throw on that one. Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity. I don't have that. Where would it
Dex save is right under strength. So there's the saving throws, and you see on the left STR and then DEX.
Oh, I'm trying to go back to that screen. Oh.
Okay, so what's your roll?
15.
Not bad. It's a good roll. Excellent roll. And so you are able to sort of redirect your body, and you feel the saliva stick off your back. But it lets you go, and you're able to move to Kirin's side. Nothing else can reach you, being right next to him. And you feel the wolf just kind of lean up against your thigh and get into a protective position as the two of you look around the room. That is your turn. Nicely done. You freed yourself and managed to roughly communicate with the mimic.
I'm gonna turn around and wink at him before.
Yeah.
Next up is Nim with the wolf on deck.
That thing is nasty. Okay. Why did I make them so nasty?
This is what we're asking.
I only painted them, but you know, that's fine.
What you doing, Nim? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing?
Everywhere I move is a bad Jesus. Okay.
Shouldn't have went backwards.
I wanted the gold. I'm poor. I'm poor.
We can get going other ways.
I actually am going to be both productive and like for myself and for others.
Okay.
I'm going to try to do another flip thing
Okay.
right over to about here.
Okay.
Want to try to slice like finish him off,
Sure.
and then like I'm heading towards that.
I got you.
And of course, yes, I know I get an attack of the ceiling, but like trying to avoid these two.
All right. So go ahead and give roll dexterity on that. And yeah, we'll see if the ceiling's opportunity of attack smacks you as it goes for its monopod attack. Your dex.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Well done. So you absolutely.
Plus 8.
You're on your plus 8. Just suck it up. And so you easily miss 2 of these opportunity of attacks here. As you flip over, and as you're in the air, again, you're about 5 feet up, well in the range of the ceiling mimic. And it is going to give an opportunity of attack here with its monopod or pseudopod.
Bring it.
That's going to be an 8 plus 5, 13, I think that is.
Was what he did last time.
That's what he did.
Nope.
Son of a bitch. And again, that plus 20 helping you. I'll just say that. You are flipping and corkscrewing in the air. Nothing can seem to hit you as you land deftly next to this box right behind Link. And as you land down, he kind of looks at you and he goes, huh, and kind of gives you just a little chuckle and a head bob.
Okay, and I want to use the great sword of first blood, and
Yep.
I have it pulled up here. And it, I don't know what it can do. I'm just going to slash it right now.
Yeah, you don't know its abilities,
I
but
don't know what's going on.
go ahead and roll to break the AC using the sword's plus to hit.
Sword plus, ooh, 9.
Yeah, no, my sword rocks.
Okay, that's an 11 plus 9, so 20.
Yeah, dirty 20 is definitely going to break the AC. So go ahead and give me the damage on that.
2d6 plus 5.
And don't forget that this is not the first time that this creature's been attacked. So,
No,
so that might work on this one. 2d6 plus 5.
But I want Astrella to get loose, so 6, 7 plus 5.
12.
12.
Okay, not bad.
Well,
Good hit. So as you are flipping around, you have this sword in your hand, and when you land, and it's like, yeah, you just bring all the momentum down on this creature's tongue, and you watch as you're going for that cut. It hits, and then just severs, and the box just kind of just screams and backs up a little bit away from you. It takes a step back, and you manage to free Estrella. The tongue is now loose at her feet. Just
Thank
this
you.
massive. And so there it is. So the three of you are free and to go, with Kirin coming up next. Our wolf, followed by Yassin. You're on deck. You are now the furthest away from everybody, by the way.
What happened to our?
Oh, it's looping.
Oh, okay, cool.
See, here it comes. So with everybody free, Kirin in his wolf-like state is going to look for the exit, but he also happens to be right in front of a pile of gold, free and easy pickings. And Kirin is someone who is obsessed with gems. And so he is going to take a moment to see if he can get some gems. And so he is going to, if he gets some, oh yes he is. And so I'm going to have Kirin roll, not sleight of hand, because he's looking for specifics. Kirin is going to roll investigation, and I'm bringing up his, and his investigation is a +2. All right, here we go. Rolling for Kirin. Has a 19 + 2, 21. Pretty good. Off the bat, Kirin spies two things in this pile. One of them is a ring which glows with a blue energy. The second is a red gem. Both are easy enough for him to scoop into his mouth, and you just watch him kind of and swallow them.
Okay.
You get them in about 8 hours. You just gotta pass through. And so you watch, you watch him swallow these two items. That is his action, but he's still able to use his movement. And so he turns, and you watch him wink at you, Grim. And he moves his way to wedge himself between these two mimics and almost act as not fully a sacrifice, but a distraction to them. And he moves between those, incurring both of their opportunity of attacks, hoping to get one. Literally, his goal is to get one to kind of wrap around him. So once it's out of the fight when it has you grappled. It cannot make an attack when it's grappled. So this is a strategy of his to open up the doorway. Let's see how this works for Kirin. The first one is a 13 plus pseudopod +5 to hit, so that's 18 to his armor class of 16. That succeeds in a hit. The second one moves into attack. That is a 16 +5. Both hit. That will incur 1 point of damage from one and 4 points of damage from the other, +3. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage. Not bad. Not bad. He can take that. 11 points of damage. And now he's got to see if he can break the holds. 14 breaks on one. 17 breaks on the second. But again, he gave you that wink, and he lets the second one grab him. And he doesn't resist. And so now he has got this purple one on this corner right over here, tied up. And you just watch the wolf kind of get stuck in there. And you see some small trickles of blood coming from his body, but he kind of gives you this look that says, I got this, I'm okay. Next up, Yassin, followed by Link.
All right. Let's see. Well, I need to get across the room, so I just want to book it across the room and rejoin the rest of the party. And just from where I'm standing, is it possible for me to just just straight across, like beeline it?
Towards the door?
Well, yeah, towards our possible way out through the ceiling.
Oh, there is a path. You see it, but it's not clear. So there will be at least 2 or 3 creatures that will have opportunity of attack against you. But if they all fail, you can make it all the way up to where Kirin is and Grim. If one of them succeeds and you do not break its hold, you will be trapped.
Okay.
Go get him, champ.
can do it. You have a high AC.
And you have pretty high strength too.
Yeah. Is there any other? I mean, there's kind of a path to my left behind everyone, or my right, I guess, next to the wall, closest to the wall.
Yeah, it'd be your this way towards the right. If you move in this way, you would encounter this one would still have an opportunity of attack, and there's one that's a doorway here that you can't quite see. It can attack too. So there's still 2 to 3 in that direction. There really is no real safe way to get there.
Yeah, I guess I just need to take the most direct route in this case. So I'm just gonna try to get as close to Kirin as I can.
All right, so just kind of taking this path right here, huh?
Yes.
Alrighty, so as you get to this point, you encounter 2 mimics with an opportunity of attack. Let's see if either one of them can break your AC. Each one is doing a pseudopod attack. That's going to be a 17 plus 5. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right, finally, I hit you. I hit you. Finally. Ugh, that's one. Let's see if the second one hits you.
Oh, man.
Okay, there.
That is a 14 plus 5. Does 19 break your AC?
It's equal to.
Equal to. So equal to, it goes to the attacker. Just so you all know, it goes to the attacker. So, here we go. Shits and giggles. Let's roll damage before we roll to see if you can break out of their grip. First one. That's going to be a 1 plus 5, so that's 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Second one. That's going to be a 4 plus 5, 9 points of damage. So total 15 points of damage from these two as their tongues lash out. You feel one rake across your stomach. The other one flips across your back. You just feel these tongues wet, but also razor sharp, as if there's blades cut across you.
It's not the worst way to spend a Friday night.
Both try to wrap their tongues around you and pull you into them. I need you to make 2 strength saving throws. You have to beat a 13 on both of them to break free.
That's a
Saving throw. Straight.
Holy shit, how is it so high?
because I'm ripped, but I'm uncoordinated. It's just like real life. Okay, so 17, and then
I'll do it. So one of them is freed.
cool. And 15.
That'll do it. So again, as you feel them rip into you, you feel them try to wrap their tongues around you, and by your just sheer strength of will, you just you pull through them. You can feel bits of their tongue just rip off as it tries to stick you, and you keep pressing on. The most direct path is going to bring you past this big mofo right here. He is going to reach out to try and attack and grab you as well, but it's a little bit bigger than the others, so it's gonna hit all that stronger. That is going to be a 5 plus 5, but it has advantage because it's a grappler. And a 2 plus 5, that's a 7. Neither one breaks you. Nice. You luck out on that, boy. So you can just see these tentacles coming at you, and your scimitar almost moves before you can think. And you're just deflecting them away, and you continue moving until you get right up to Kirin. Unfortunately, the only space available still puts you within 5 feet of 2 more mimic attacks. Boy, you are on fire tonight. Let's see if you can hold them off.
Oh my god! I believe in you.
Here we go. 1 mimic goes to attack. That is a 2 plus 5, 7. It does not land. Again, your scimitar is right where it needs to be, and the tongue just meets cold steel. 1 more, this barrel lashes out its tentacles towards you. And that is going to be an 11 plus 5, does a 16.
Oh no.
Don't give me that. I'm just I know it doesn't.
You're like, oh, you're real close.
Don't
And
use this, buddy.
as it comes
Close
out
the nose
towards you,
cigar.
No,
you
cigar.
watch Michael
No dice.
reach forward.
Yeah.
You just spin your scimitar in one hand and bring it back, and you are ready. Nothing else has touched you, and you have made it. Now, Kirin, Grim, and Yassin are next to each other. Well done.
Got a 3-3 party. We're good. We're
That
good.
ends
Fine.
your turn. Link is up
Thank
next.
Estrella.
Oh, Astrella, then Link. Sorry.
We got a 3.
I believe in you.
Okay, so I'm free now.
You are free.
We're all grouped up.
Yep. So the
There's
three
still-
of you
There's
are
still
right
treasure,
here.
just so you know.
Here's you. There's treasure. And again, the most direct path. 1, 2, 3 of these things are kind of right in front of you.
Excuse me.
What do you want to do?
There is no good. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Are you all right?
No, there's no good. Okay. I guess I'm gonna pull a Yassin. I'm gonna scoop the gold and run. I know something's gonna go after me, but I'm gonna scoop and run to the exit as
Okay,
far
you-
as I can.
Scoop and run. Okay, I like that. So go ahead and roll sleight of hand for me. Let's see what you scoop.
Okay. Love
Oh, it's
scooping.
enough to make it to Yassin. Not like 20
She
or
said as far as she can to the exit, so I'm like seeing if she can look for the exit, then she Yassin.
she could go this way. Kind of closer.
So Chris,
Is it too late to do? Is it too late to do a redo?
Chris,
I like for you to like hold your action so I could do.
You'll get
that was a
some.
natural one.
That's
So
all
there
right.
will be no scooping.
Oh, you don't know.
Only
that.
pooping.
You don't know. So yeah, you can scoop a mimic right into your face.
I scoop him up and I'm like, "Ah!" We're both screaming. I'm running.
No. So here's what happens. As you scoop, your fingers just slip and you don't really catch much gold, but your finger does grasp around one thing, and it's a ring. You can tell it's a ring, but you don't know what it is. And you just boom, fling it into your bag and you go. As you make it past this gold, you reach this nice little intersection right here. That's assuming you want to make it right behind Yassin. If not, you can go this way. This way.
I'll go that way.
This way here.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would put you over this pile, right next to this one. You incur one opportunity of attack right here in this position. If
Link
you just,
doesn't want to stand.
he does not. Link knows what's happening. He's just
He's like, I'm
accepting.
dead.
He's accepting. If you keep pushing forward, you will encounter more, or you can stop there. Your choice. But let's see if this one bugger grapples your ass.
All right.
Just the
Plus
Just
5.
my ass. Nothing else though.
Still
That's
did
gonna
it.
be a wow. He rolled a 2 + 5, 7. Does that break your AC?
No.
Didn't think so.
Yay.
Hell, you guys build better than that. So as you are moving through, you feel this thing latch around the armor that's on your leg. And for the first time in your life, maybe not the first time, one of the few times in your life, you go, "This is why I wear heavy armor, bitch."
Yeah. His ass don't quit.
Through,
You can't get me.
and it does not latch onto you. It does not hit you. Do you wish to keep going, or are you going to hold position there?
No, I'm gonna keep going. Me as close as I can.
Okay, so that's going to put you up to this pile of gold right here, but
Oh.
also this red mimic is going to incur its opportunity of attack. Let's see if it can break your AC. Maybe your heavy armor will hold true one more time.
Okay.
That's gonna be 11 + 5, 16.
Nope.
Wow, all right. And again, you feel this one come, and it's going for your chest, and you almost just, you think you're gonna block, but you just push out your chest and it just scrapes
Come at me.
metal. You feel as it scrapes across and it can't grab hold, and you just trust in this magical armament, and you are rooted, ready to go. Nothing has grappled you. Up next is Link, and he is fast on your heels, and he is going to beeline straight down and incur one opportunity of attack from this creature right here. Again, rolling twice, 14, 19, and then 18. That's the one that's going to hit for sure. 18 plus 5. And so Link is going to take damage from one of these two attacks.
Oh no.
That's a 3 plus 5, 8 against Link. He shoulders that well. He's just, you watch kind of his shoulder get ripped and you see a little blood, but nothing slowing him down except the fact that this monopod is just kind of trying to wrap its way around him. And so again, Link needs to break a 13, which he does not. That is a 3 plus his strength, which is a 5. 8 is not enough. And you watch as Link kind of reaches out. And at the point where he's getting ready to move, you see him get sucked back against this gold pile. And you can hear him scream out the first word he has ever spoken to the party. And you hear him go, "Help!" And you just watch him get sucked into this gold pile. This mimic is so much bigger than Link that, unlike the rest of you who get wrapped, he is getting swallowed. And you're watching his body just sink through the gold as he still reaches out his hand.
Oh god.
That is round 2. Bonus round. The mimics get to move. Again, as this hive mind that Grimm kind of sensed and figured out is starting to dictate the flow of battle, you're watching as the mimics start to move closer to the exit, as if it's getting a sense for what's going on. And you see them all just take a little step forward. You know, they got like little like snail legs, like little, and it just kind of plops it a little closer. So you're watching them move. Some of these in the back, I'm not going to bother moving because they'll never make it there in time. But this front pile is starting to get dangerous, and it's starting to curl around you all.
Oh
We are
god.
back to the top of the rotation. Grim, you are up first with Nim on deck.
How
Begin.
close am I to Link?
You are right close to Link. You are about 15 feet away from him.
Okay, well, I'm going to. I think I'm going to Eldritch Blast twinning on the ceiling.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll to break AC.
Okay. Do I add my Arcana?
You'll have a spell attack modifier that you add to it. So it's usually above all of your spells. I'm heading over to your page so if I can help you and find it.
Okay.
So if I look here for spells, so your Eldritch Blast, I see it has a +8 to hit. You see it kind of right next to it. That hit / DC +8.
Oh, I didn't know what that was. Sorry.
Yep. So that is your plus to hit. So you roll and then add that 8 to your roll.
Oh damn. Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Yeah, you need to eat that.
You can.
I don't
break
think
a-
I've been using that in the past.
Yeah, you can break a lot of these like lesser creatures. You can break their AC easy.
Yes, I'm using a calculator because I don't want to math.
That's fine.
Girl.
22 and a 25.
Yes, both break. So your Eldritch Blast makes it through. Go ahead and roll damage. So that is going to be 1d10. It looks like for each Eldritch Blast.
7. Wait, is that a 7? Yeah, that was a 7
Okay.
and a 10.
Nice. 17 points of damage. So again, you reach into these reserves, and you're not sure if it's because of the loss of Alexander or the peril of the situation, but you dig deep, and out of both fingers shoot out this red lightning energy that just lances, and everyone is blinded for a moment as you just dig into this creature on the ceiling, and you watch it shudder and scream, and you notice that as it screams, all of the other mimics scream as well. And there is this
Oh.
deafening cacophony of just pain. As the Eldritch Blast pull back, you see that while 17 points of damage is a mighty hit on this creature, which already has taken a little bit of damage, it is still in this fight, and it looks pissed.
While I did that, I was gonna say, well, like, because I figured it would affect the other ones. Did it loosen on Link at all? Because I was gonna try to run and get him, if that's a possibility.
Don't need him.
Let's see if it rolled. I'm gonna set that at a 15. That's the modifier. If this roll beats a 15, yeah, it loosened.
So I don't forget.
And so unfortunately, rather than loosening its grip, the pain caused this creature to seize, and it's still holding strong. And Link is still being slowly sucked into this pile of gold.
Cool.
That will conclude Grim's turn. Unless you want to move, Grim, you can still move. You still have your movement.
Do I see a ring in the gold pile next to me?
You would have to roll an investigation check, which you cannot do right now.
Okay.
Turn.
Yeah, I'll just do it next time.
Okay, sounds like a plan. I see someone wants to put a ring on it. Mhm. All right, so next up is Nim, and I believe Kirin will be on deck.
Yes.
Yep, Kirin's on deck. So for Kirin.
So me. Is that chest mimic dead or just her?
Just her.
Okay.
No mimic has died yet. In case anybody
I
is
want
wondering,
to-
I'll just reveal this because it's going to scare you.
Nothing's died.
Each mimic has 58 hit points.
What?
The ceiling,
That's
that
more
is-
than me.
That is base life for a mimic. Base life for a mimic. They're all
Okay.
equal.
We gotta get out of here.
The one on the ceiling has barely hit half. It still has a little more than half of its life
Cool,
left in it.
cool. Okay. Can I see if there's like a specific tentacle or more tentacles holding on to Link? Like, okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
Nim is going to, if she has to use dash as her bonus action to like get there,
Oh,
No,
you
she
can,
doesn't have
you
to.
can
She
get
can
there in one
I'm just
shot.
going to get there as quick as I can.
Okay.
Incurring whatever plaws that are
Yep.
in my way. And I am going to try to hack at the tentacle to try to loosen it, and then I want to grab him and try to strength battle the thing for him.
Okay, a lot to do in one turn, but I'm gonna let it happen. For shits
I
and
mean,
giggles.
like it's two things technically. I want to grab him in strength battle and one slice. So does that work as two?
They're two separate actions, but
Okay.
I'm gonna let it slide because it sounds cool.
I don't have to. You know, like the rules.
No. This sounds cool. I'm gonna let it slide. I've let a bunch of things slide this way. This is gonna be fun. So here's the thing, you gotta make it to it first. As you turn and you beeline towards Link, you are going to be passing this one for sure and this one. These two are within 5 feet.
The ring it.
You have to break their attacks on you. So,
No, they have to break Mason.
oh yeah, little tiny tentacle. He's going for it with a +5. That's a 7 + 5, 12.
Nope.
Does not do it. We got the chest one. His tongue is hurting, so he's going to try and jump and like grab you with its teeth.
Oh, teeth.
No,
This is
no
a
teeth.
nat 20.
Oh,
Natural, that breaks, doesn't it?
No. Oh no.
Oh yes, yes. So here we go.
Oh, no. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
These teeth, I'm going to treat them like a pseudopod attack, so that is going to be a +3. Here we go. Damage is going to be a 4
It's okay. It's the first time I'm
plus
taking
3.
damage.
That's 7. So 14 points of damage from one creature. I need you to make a strength saving throw and beat a 13 to see if this thing is going to stay latched onto your thigh and hold you down.
Wednesday.
Yep.
What do you think I have to do?
It'll be a
Tuesday?
13.
I got +5. I got a +5. It's fine. 7 + 5.
Well, As this creature reaches and traps its jaw around you, you feel the weight of this mimic. Yes.
Can I spend a key point to dodge? Or is that a natural 20? So it's not good.
The natural 20. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
okay. No, it's fine.
So as it grips you, you drop down to one knee.
I can't do anything.
You can attack it if you wish. You have not. All you've done is movement. But you are rooted in place right now. You do have the ability to throw an attack out if you want, since you have not attacked and you have not taken
Would
an
it
action.
take an action to grab my gem?
Yes, but you can reach for your gem.
Okay.
You do so?
I still want to hold on to my sword, but
Yeah, you can do that easily. And so as you drop down, you shift the sword to one hand, and your hand just plunges into your satchel. And you feel this familiar cold touch of this gem. And instantly, your body just locks back, your head up towards the ceiling, your eyes roll back until only the whites are visible.
oh shit.
And that is your turn.
Oh gosh.
We will get back to what happens to you in a minute.
You guys know. That's not gonna be.
Let's sit here and try to
Sorry.
Next is Kirin, followed by Yassin on deck. Kirin is trapped, and so he is going to make a couple of bites in an attempt to strength his way out of this hole. See if he can push this mimic back away from the entrance. So first strength battle he does with his first bite. That is going to be an 11 plus 5, that's 16 against this thing's strength, which is a 17 plus 3, that's a 20. That does not work. He's going to try one more time, his second attack. Again, strength to push this shit back. That is a 12 plus 5, 17. Again, does not do so. You watch this wolf try to desperately grab and bite, but instead you hear him yelp as the tentacles hold him tighter. And as he yelps, you can hear Link just, and you hear him gurgle a little bit as his head is getting lower in the gems. He's trying to push his way out, but you can see him falling down. Yassin, you are next with Astrella on deck.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Go get Link.
Yeah, I gotta go get Link.
Use your big strong man muscles and go pull him out.
Your big strong man muscles. Yeah, I guess I just gotta spin around and approach the mouth pit or the tentacle pit.
That's not
fair
hard
enough.
enough.
So as you approach the pit, one creature, one of them has an opportunity of attack, so it's going to roll to see if it breaks your AC. Probably won't, but who knows? Sometimes I get lucky. That's a 7 plus 5. That does not work. So again, you're just walking like fucking Terminator, and as it kind of and you keep going. And so yes, you are right next to this tentacled mass of treasure and jewels, and you're there. You can see Link kind of reaching out for you with his one hand. What do you do?
Oh, what I mean, yeah, I guess I got. Well, shoot. But what about the tentacles? The other tentacles? I might get grabbed.
Be stronger than them. Be stronger than them. Just do it. Oh my god, I don't know why you're
Arm
just do it.
wrestle.
Do it.
Be stronger.
Okay, Astrella.
Be
It's probably
stronger.
different.
I'm not speaking
Come
as
on, you
Estrella.
can win. Arm wrestle. Done.
Yeah, right. I guess. Yeah, I guess.
These are
Well, I don't want to. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Yeah, I'll reach for Link and try to yank him out.
Okay, so a couple of things are going to have to happen. Let's do them one at a time. Number one, let's see if you pull Link out. So you are in a strength battle with this mimic to hold on to Link. Give me your strength roll.
16.
No plus, that's it, 16.
Oh, well, it was 12 plus 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. This thing has a strength of 12. Not 12, 20. 17 plus 3. Is
Oh
its
my
base
God.
strength.
Dang.
It's strong. Yeah, you finally found something that fights back. As you reach for Link and you start to slowly pull him out, and you see him, oh, and you hear him gasp as his head comes above the jewels. Right at the point where you think you're just gonna pluck his ass out, you feel the thing pull back against you. And while you're still holding on, Link is still sinking into the gold. Now a tentacle reaches over Link to try and trap you because you are in its range. An opportunity of attack has occurred when you stepped up into its presence. Remember, this thing rolls with advantage to try and get you. So its first roll is going to be a 2 + 5. That does not work. Its second roll, this is it for all the jelly beans in the bin. Oh, that's a 4 + 5. So you are able to hold on to Link, and with your free hand and your scimitar, you're just cutting away little chunks of these tentacles and keeping them at bay. Nicely done. That will conclude your turn. Astrella, you are next. Toward Link on deck.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do something.
Yes.
All right.
Here it is.
So Link is in the mouth pit.
Mhm.
Can I, since we're talking to these things, can I cast calm emotions on the mouth pit?
Oh.
Can I get him to chill the fuck out maybe a little bit?
Mouth pit should not be its name.
It's too late. That's what everyone's calling it.
It's a little pit.
Everyone.
Everyone, I told them.
Everybody boo!
Me.
Us too. Yeah, can I cast calm emotions on mouth pit and just be like, hey buddy, stop it. Get some help.
You should seek counseling. Just saying.
You can't
Michael
use
Jordan.
calm emotion. Now, this creature is going to resist because calm emotion has a resist factor to it. So what is the DC that I need to break if I'm resisting calm emotion?
11.
Okay. So this creature has to resist better than an 11.
Don't do it. 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 Oh, fuck.
That's a 14.
Oh.
Right there, 14. So
Dang.
again, just sort of
Good idea.
radiate these calm emotions, and everybody in the party can feel you. But as you get to this creature, you feel it almost succumb. And then it just goes, nope. And you feel every mimic in the room just rage almost against you. And this group line resists. And they're still pissed and ready for blood. That is your action. You can try to move if you want. There are still spaces that you can occupy. Moving forward past this gold that's right here, you can move towards this pile of rubble, but you will incur the attack of 2 mimics if you try to do so.
2, count them.
2
minutes.
Do you wish to move forward?
If I move further, I can't help Link.
So then you can just stay where you are and nothing will attack you. You're good to go.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay.
Sounds good. Link is next. He is the last one on this rotation, and everybody gets to move again. Link is going to do the only thing he can do, and he's going to try to break this hold that the creature has on him. And he again needs to beat a DC of 13 to break out of this shit. Let's see if Link can do this. And that is a 6. Despite Link's best efforts, you hear him just screaming, ah! And you hear this sword slink into it. You hear it just gush, and the little blood spurts out the side, but it will not let him go. And at this point, you see Link's head dip below the gold. Yassin, you still have your hand on him, but his head has dipped below the gold. Now, he is not dead. He is not down and out yet, but his time is coming close.
No!
Now for what I'm going to say is the final round of this fight. All of the mimics are going to make another move. Again, moving to protect this exit, making it harder for all of you to escape. This is pretty nasty for just one movement on these bitches. That one doesn't matter. That one's holding Link. That one won't matter. This one matters. Move it up a little closer. Move it up there. This one would matter for you. It's going to move right into this gold pile here. Okay. We're back to the top of the rotation. The final round. Do or die.
Okay.
Grim, you are first. Nim, you're on deck. Having touched the gem, we shall see what that means. Grim, what is your action?
Okay, let me see if I can do this one. Hold on. How much damage does it take? 3d10s.
3d10s is a lot of damage.
Yeah. Is there a way that I can basically jump into the mouth pit?
Wow.
Oh no!
Yes, you can do this. Why do you want to do this? Describe it.
Because once it does something to me, I can do something to it.
Damn straight you can. You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. And so here we go.
Here we go.
Everybody, I want you to give me a dexterity roll to see if you can dodge one of the creatures that's on the ground and just head straight for the mouth pit.
Yeah.
19?
What was that?
19?
Damn, that's a very nice dex roll. And so you all watch Grim do something she has never done in your presence before. She just kind of just leans down. You almost see her like building power, and she just boom, almost like there's a gust of air, and she just launches herself right above these tentacles, just below the reach of the others, because I'm just going to let this happen. And you watch her dive into this pit, and it's big enough that she is gone. You just, and you see her metal arm blocking her face as she just bursts into this pile of gold. Grim, what you see when you get past the gold is the center of this thing's mouth, like a kraken. It is just huge, with teeth swirling around this orifice that is ready to swallow you. But you hold out your hand to stop your momentum, just a little, almost like a little gust of eldritch magic to hold your position. But it incurs an opportunity of attack to see if it wraps a tentacle around you to lower you into its mouth. By the way, to your left, you can see Link being pulled towards this creature's mouth. And now you can see Yassin's hand kind of dipping into past the gold line and watching as Link gets ever closer to this thing's mouth. An 11 plus 5, so 16. Does that break your AC?
16? Probably. Yeah.
All right. And so with that first hit, your AC is broken. You are going to get 1 plus 3, so it's 4 points of damage. Not a bad hit on you. Now I want you to give me a strength saving roll. So roll and then take away 3 points from it.
I got this. Hold on. 9?
Okay. You asked
Wait.
the question. It's whatever you rolled minus 3.
I know my brain ain't working. It broke.
What'd you roll?
17?
Okay, so 17 minus 3.
Where did I get
14.
9?
I don't know.
14.
14. That's okay. This is a high stress moment.
My brain is
In this moment, Grim, who is not a strong character by definition, with a -3, manages to just bat away this tentacle that tries to grab her with her metal arm. You are now in range to do whatever attack you were planning to do. What's your attack?
Okay. I'm gonna do Hellish Rebuke.
Ooh, hellish rebuke. So is this something where we need to break the AC, or
Did they have to do a saving
let's
throw?
see, hellish rebuke is a level 3 spell. Let's see what you've got here. Hellish rebuke.
I point a finger at the creature and that damaged me or tried to.
This.
It
Okay,
did
so
damage me.
you know, it did damage you. This is a dexterity saving throw. Okay,
For the
so yep, this is a dex save for the creature. I have to beat a 16. I can see that on top of your spells, that's your save DC. It says 16. So I have to beat a 16. If I do, I take half damage. If I don't, I take full damage. So go ahead and roll your damage for this attack. And I'm going to see if I can beat a 16 on a dex save. That's really high. Dex is a 12, so it's a +1 to dex. Okay, here we go. Hoorah, 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 hoorah. Oh, that is a 4. A 4 + 1, a 5 will not beat that save. Full damage. Grim, tell them what they want.
Do I add them together?
Yep.
Okay, we're not gonna do it through my head anymore. So 22 points.
Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Fuck him up.
Ooh, that is a mighty blow. As you are within this creature's defenses, you just summon all of this fire and energy around you. And then you turn this tidal wave of energy on towards the mouth of this creature. 22 points of damage, so much energy. That thing is getting straight down its gullet. It releases Link, and with Yassin's pull, you watch him get pulled right out through the gold.
Yes.
And Link has been saved
Yay, baby boy.
for now. Grim, that will conclude your turn. You are just within the goal. You can move out of it on your turn, but you incur an opportunity of attack when you do so. But you saved Link.
Gotcha.
Nim, you're next. As you have touched this gem, and you have been taken over by this energy, in your mind, you see this dragon that you have always called yours to. And he appears before you in this almost gem-like realm. Everything is green, smoky, and hazy around you, almost like you can see the edges of the gem, as if you're inside it
Just
right now. Lord Snooty has still one arm missing. That arm that you saw him lose when you were inside of that dark realm in Faerune, it's still gone. And you see now that he has almost this black wrap around it that goes around his chest and around that armhole. And he has it wrapped up in a wing that sort of covers over and protects it like a half cape coming down. He looks at you. I was wondering when you would call upon the gem again. Do you understand what's going on here?
Well, 1 second I was in a room full of mimics, and now I'm in a gem.
Oh, yes. This, and he looks around kind of eagerly. Oh, welcome to my home. If I knew you were coming, I'd have cleaned the place up a bit. And you hear this irritation in his voice.
Sorry about that. Must suck for you. Listen, I just thought it would be helpful in the moment. I didn't know I was going to talk to you again.
Oh, it'll be helpful for both of us, trust me. This is an exchange. This gem. Each time you use it, you may talk to me. This part's new. What I can assure you is that as you use it, it will try to use you. Catch my drift. I'll spell it out for you. It wants a vessel.
Already has you.
As you can see, it does not. My body was burned up in the transfer. I was not supposed to be trapped inside it. But here we are. Things change. And now we have you.
And that's what you get for sneaking around and touching all these things that you're not supposed to touch.
Nim, for once in your life, shut up. Listen. This is important. This creature has great power you can use to defend, to kill, or to seek knowledge. It knows everything. I have talked to it for months, and the depth of its knowledge is staggering. You may use it whenever you wish. It wants to be used. Trust me, it does. But each time you do, it will try to worm its way into your heart and mind and soul. And when it has all three, it has you. And you'll be gone, and we'll see what happens to me. Who knows? It could be fun. Trust me. You're playing with fire. That's how you'd say because I'm a dragonborn. Anyway.
No, lightning dragon, whatever.
Oh, shut up. So you have a choice now. You've touched the gem. It will be used. How do you choose to use it? To defend, to attack, or to gain knowledge? Oh, please choose that when it's so useless here. Go ahead, choose gain knowledge, please. I'll wait.
Nim just kind of smirks at
I
him.
swear, if you say gain knowledge, I'm going to quit.
No, Nim just smirks up at him and has a face that her party hasn't quite seen before. This cocky, you don't know what I can do kind of face. And then she just goes, "Oh, it's so nice that you're worried about me. But I think I've got this. And hey, if worse comes to worse, maybe I'll get stuck in here with you."
Oh God, no, please, not that. Anything but that. No, don't use the gem. And you watch him get sucked away and you're brought back to your body. How do you choose to use this gem?
I am going to point it at the ceiling and use its perfect strike power.
And so you shall. Before your strike lances out, I want you to make your first wisdom saving throw. You have to beat a 7. We'll start at 7. A 6.
Fuck.
Wow. Okay.
You don't got no plus?
Ooh, a 6. I'm alrighty. All right, this is awesome. Count that as
I
one
said I don't even know.
as your first strike.
Okay.
And she knows what I'm talking about. The rest of you don't need to, but that's your first strike.
Do we need to leave the room?
As you come back to your body, everyone, you have been through all of these different fights and battles. Link has been pulled free. Grim, you're starting to back away, your eldritch energy crackling as these tentacles try to reach for you. Kirin is biting his way free out of one of these mimics. And you all feel the ground shake.
Oh no.
And a bright green energy fills the room.
Oh no.
And it's almost like a singularity. It all centers on Nim, who has this gem in her hand and this grin on her face, this devilish look, this power and bloodthirst that none of you have ever seen from her before. She's enjoying this power and she stands up, and this mimic on her thigh breaks its teeth against her. She leans one foot back, grounds herself, and the floor cracks as this green energy lances out. 50 points of damage fly into the face of this queen mimic, and you watch it just wiggle and scream and
Oh my
vibrate with this way. Ah, you
Nice.
watch it just disintegrate into ash and dust. It's dead. And in that moment, combat breaks, and every mimic starts to vibrate and shake in pain. Its queen is dead. Now is the time to run.
Oh,
Fucking go!
We
Fucking
gotta
go!
I will dig myself out of the gold, but do I see a ring?
Yassin is boosting everyone up.
Are
Like-
you looking or rolling sleight of hand? It's going to matter.
Oh,
No, I didn't
If
know.
it's sleight of hand, you're
Oh,
just going to
her.
grab what you grab. If you are looking specifically for a ring, that's going to take a little bit more time, but I'll allow either one.
I'll just do.
You want to investigate? Go ahead. You want to look.
Okay, yeah.
Your perception's higher than investigation?
Perception.
Pretty sure it is. You can roll perception if you want. Roll your highest, perception or investigation. See what you can find.
Well, I already rolled for my next thing because I thought I was gonna have to roll for
I'll take
Okay,
it. All
go
right.
for it.
it's actually a 20. That's why I was like, I really want to keep it. Because I thought it was gonna be because the tentacles were gonna like crush me.
You are good. I will allow you to keep that.
And then I have a 2 on investigation.
That's cool. As you back away, you see a ring shine on the ground, and on it is a skull
Ooh.
etched into and its eyes have these 2 black gems inside of it. And you scoop it up and just kind of put it into your pocket easily as you back away from these creatures. Everyone else is left, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So,
yes.
Kirin, of course, was the first out. Estrella, Yassin, all of you, boom, 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 easy peasy. But because, and then Linking's like, fuck that, I'm gone, I'm free. I'm free. I'm wild, I'm flying free. Grim, because you took a little bit of time to find this ring, you are still in the room with Nim, as this energy has not stopped and is now going into the ceiling and is causing a cave-in. Nim, you can see, well, you can't see, you can feel it because your arm is fully wrapped up. You feel that mark on your top of your wrist just dig deeper up your forearm as if it's cutting black channels, a river through you, and it stops about midway on your forearm. You can feel that burn. And you hear a voice in your head just barely whisper, soon, very soon. And in that moment, you are able to throw the gem back into your satchel. The 2 of you make eye contact for a moment, and you dart out. I need both of you to make dexterity saving rolls to see if you incur any damage from the rubble that is falling as you make your way out of the Undercroft.
13 plus 25.
That'll do.
17.
That works. It matches my roll, but again, it goes to the roller, the attacker, and so both of you are just running, and these rocks are falling, boom, boom, and you are both narrowly dodging and weaving your way around each other until you both just dive out of this hole and make it out. And you hear this boom as the Undercroft fully collapses and the floor above it falls into it. You hear these mimics cry out as they're being crushed and killed. You hear screams and splats and squirts and other really grotesque organic sounds as they
Nice.
The full gambit. Whoa, with misery.
And you find that you have all made it out onto a platform about 15 feet above a bed of lava.
What?
I saw that shit going.
And you can hear it burble and gurgle, and you can feel the heat rising up from all of this lava. But there is a path. It is not safe, but there is a path. And you see Kirin in his wolf-like form, having super high dexterity as a wolf, easily just navigates down this rocky path and kind of lands down here in this space between the lava and this path that is safe. I need each of you, again, to make a dexterity saving roll to see if you can make it down safely or be
Please.
singed by the lava. That's better. You just have to beat a 12. Go higher than a 12.
19.
Okay, Grim easily makes it down the path and is right next to Kirin.
Damn it.
Nim and Astrella and Yassin, what are your rolls?
9.
5.
Oh, wow, you two
Dex?
suck. It's a good thing you're married to each other. It's good. It's gonna,
Dexterity?
yep. If you suck
We're gonna
together.
die together.
Pluses?
Yeah, that's with the pluses, Melissa.
Well, she had a minus.
I had a minus. He had a plus. We didn't do very well.
Yeah, heavy armor. So
What was
as
it- what was it beating?
you gotta be a 12.
Oh, 13.
There you go. Oh, Dan, you just missed me. You must be tired from using that gem. The two of you make it down, but as you do, who rolled lower? Yassin or
Yassin.
Good. Dawson trips a little
it's
bit
me.
on the way down, and kind of as you do, you both stumble and kind of just barely get close enough to the lava to feel a singe on your skin. And each of you are going to take
Mhm.
these little 5 points of damage. You each take 5 points of damage from just the heat. You almost feel it kind of start to burn against your skin. You kind of pat that out and back away and make it back over to where Kirin and Grim are. Nim, you easily make it down, and Link also makes it down as well. So all of you now are in this place of relative safety. There is Nim, you and Grim having the highest rolls are the furthest out. And the two of you can see kind of to your left over in this direction here, this grotto of mushrooms and stalactites. It looks like a safe place. As the DM, I will tell you, you should probably rest and find
Yeah.
Oh,
food
yes.
and relax.
I'm gonna use a mushroom as my bed.
And so is the rest of the party going to follow?
Yes.
Yes.
That was
What
like
was that?
Yassin's drying up like SpongeBob and Sandy's dough from the lava.
oh, you poor Genasi, you. And so all of you make it over to this grotto. And Yassin, the first thing that you notice is at the center here, even though you can't see it because we didn't make it,
Water.
there is water. There
Oh
is
my
a
God.
pool of
He's
water.
just sticking his head in that.
And so, yeah, you're able to refill your water skin if you so choose. Remember, you used all that earlier. You can
Yes.
refill that. Everybody can kind of take a moment. So I'm going to say that all of you do have some rations that you can eat. Most of your characters came with that. So you spread them around. Everybody kind of eats, drinks from the water. It's fresh. No worries there. Nothing to worry about. I'm going to give you a moment to talk amongst each other if you choose to before you take your long rest.
I'm gonna look at Nim. I'm gonna be like, join me over here.
It's kind of creepy, actually.
Estrella's
Okay.
eavesdropping.
Wasn't a
Yassin's
request, get that
like,
ass over
good
here.
thing that lava didn't get us. Oh.
So the two of you,
Are you coming?
Yeah.
so the two of you move over to a private spot where the others cannot hear you.
We're over by the shrooms.
All right.
Yeah.
Yassin, Astrella,
Yassin's in the water.
he's in the water. Anything that the two of you
With Kirin.
They're splashing each other.
Stop.
anything that the two of you want to do or say or remark upon, you don't have to. Just giving you an opportunity.
Me and Jess?
No, Yassin
Oh.
and Astrella.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, are we?
No. I want to hear what they have to say.
I'm like, oh, the lava was pretty hot, and you're like,
If you want to eavesdrop, Astrella, I want you
I
to
do.
make a stealth check for
Okay,
me.
great. Let's
Roll.
see how bad that is.
Yep, to see how close you can get without them noticing. So you can hear the private conversation. Meanwhile, you watch Kirin just kind of turn in on himself a little bit, like a dog would, and kind of lays down to rest. Link sits beside him. You watch him bandaging of his wounds. He bandages a couple of Kirin's on his paw and everything. And the two of them just sort of snuggle up a bit. You can tell that they're going to pass out soon. They're just going to rest and relax. Yassin is enjoying his bath, but eventually is going to come out, help to.
Dirtying the water, man.
He's going to make camp. And Astrella, what did you roll on stealth? A 4. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Let's cut to the conversation between Grim and Nim.
How about you?
a semi truck went through the cave. We couldn't hear
All right,
anything.
Grim, you called this conversation. I'll be
Oh.
honest.
I'm gonna grab her hands and be like, what the fuck was that?
No, which hand?
My hands are empty. What is it?
No, just grab them, not like
Oh.
looking for something. Just grab them and be like, what the fuck was that?
Well, it's kind of a thing. It's like a family heirloom, honestly. It's like a thing passed down generation. You know, that's what family heirlooms are. You get that, right? Yeah. So like, it's been passed down, and apparently it has some super cool things it can do. Yeah. So I just figured you figured out that the ceiling was like part of the problem. So I figured, gotta get rid of the ceiling, right? Yeah. So there you go.
What family heirloom does that?
That one, apparently.
Okay, as someone has touched stuff that she's not supposed to touch, I know that you don't just get it for free.
Well, I mean, nothing in the world comes free, right? I mean,
I love that song.
I'm a bit tired. Oh, maybe that's part of it, It's just
I'm gonna neck chop you with my metal arm.
ouch.
It's the Achilles way. At this moment, right as Grim is about to neck chop, Astrella, you were trying to like climb up on a small mushroom and sort of hide behind it just to listen in. But
Yeah.
this mushroom, it was weak, either from heat or like things eating on it. The stalk just wasn't good. And Nim and Grim hear this kind of crash and a little yelp. Whoosh. And you see just Astrella kind of, again, face plant into the cap of this mushroom that she was trying to hide behind. And she is a part of the conversation now if you choose to continue it.
I wish one of those mimics would have killed me.
I'm gonna look at you like,
You all right?
I'm good. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna save some dignity, and I'm just gonna casually, as if I meant to do that, say goodnight and walk away.
What dignity?
Fuck you.
So should we like figure out who's taking what? Or we think it's cool enough or what? Like I did make it like a cave in back there. I think they're all smooshed. So what are we doing? Why are you still staring at me? Cool. You go get some rest. I'm gonna sit on the mushroom and I'm gonna keep watch. 4 hours, and then maybe one of the, well, Astrella is the only other elf here, so maybe I'll poke her. She can take the other 4.
You can poke me.
What is
And then Nim's gonna be like, and kind of like awkwardly walk away.
All right, so alrighty, so again, elves, you only have to sleep for 4 hours in a meditative state, and you gain a long rest from that. So Astrella and Nim will be taking turns watching throughout the night, with Nim on first watch. So as everybody kind of settles down, no need to build a fire. The cave is cool, but it's not freezing. It's fairly.
It's got lava right next door, so I don't think we're.
Yeah, no, y'all got a good, like, kind of AC heater system going on here.
She's gonna find a good mushroom though, and she's gonna like, okay, and hop back up.
Yep, you can easily do that. You pick one of the stronger ones. Estrella and everybody kind of settles down for the night, and though it takes some time, a little bandaging, a little kind of talk and chit chat back and forth, eventually everybody does fall into a fitful sleep. What is your passive perception, Nim?
Passive?
Yeah.
16.
16? Okay. All right. And so 4 hours pass. Yes, Grim?
I was gonna say, is there any way I could try to contact Alexander again to see if I could even feel him
Sure.
before I go to sleep? It's not after.
Yeah, roll religion for me, but with disadvantage. Roll twice, take the lowest number.
The lowest?
Yep, it's rolling with disadvantage. He's completely cut off from you, so you're not gonna, it's not an easy thing to try and reach him.
14.
Not bad for a low number.
The first one was 18.
That's pretty good. 2 rolls, not bad. Counter roll that. I counter rolled a 16. So here's what happens. As you're kind of drifting off to sleep, you attempt again to make a connection with Alexander. And instead of touching him, you touch Ganon. And Ganon is there, and you see him in front of you in your mind's eye, and you hear him go, "Oh, we're done, child. It may not be what I wanted, but I have what I need. You go on to sleep now, little one."
I'm coming for you.
And as you drift off to sleep, he pulls away and kind of laughs at your middle finger and gives you this very polite bow. And you feel him pull away, but for a moment you can feel their presence again pull to a familiar place, to that central area within the castle that houses the Triforce, where Ganon first brought you. You get a sense that that is where he and Alexander might be. That's almost like a flash that happens in your mind right at the tip of sleep, and then you fall into slumber. After 4, yes?
I'm sorry. While I'm there, can I look through my treasure?
Yes. As you look through your treasure, you find that you have your 100 gold, and you also have a gem and a ring. This ring glows blue, a very bright, kind of like an almost aquamarine color. There's these hints of green that come from it. If you look at the etchings around the ring, you see a wave pattern kind of loop its way around, and the gem itself has this almost pulsating glow to it.
Okay.
The gem, on the other hand, is an orange color, and it's warm to the touch. And you notice that it shares a lot of similarities with the lava that you see around you, almost as if there's lava inside of it. It sort of ebbs and flows in these orange, yellow, red, orange, yellow, it kind of pulsates like that. You definitely can sense magic from both of them. It would take you a little bit longer than 4 hours to really discern what each of them does.
Okay.
But you get a general sense of what they are from the way they look.
Cool. I'm gonna just hold on to them.
So after the 4 hours are up, you're going to wake up
Estrella.
Astrella. Estrella, that is a long rest for you. Being a half elf, you are good to go. Everything is full,
Sweet.
and you take watch. Nim, you kind of settle down to sleep. Is there anything you want to do before you fall asleep?
I would check on Crumbs. Well, I'm gonna say Crumbs was already out helping me with the little jewelry things
Yeah.
that we have. He likes to check out everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to tuck inside the oasis instead of like out on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna hold him. He snuggles.
And snuggle
Lean
you
up
do.
against the mushroom.
And snuggle you do with your rat. Estrella, what is your passive perception?
It is. Let's move back to the page. 13.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use my previous roll of 16.
Oh,
So here's what happens.
I'm scared. Okay.
As everyone is sleeping, nearing the end of the 4 hours, you're just wary from the fight. There was a lot that happened, a lot of damage that was taken, not just by yourself, but you have this ability to feel other people's damage as well.
Don't fall asleep.
And notice that you have not treated your condition in 24 hours.
Oh no.
And so you feel it just kind of, it wears you down. And right at the moment where you're going to try and take something, you just pass out. Literally from all the stress and everything, that just the final straw there. And you pass out. When everybody wakes up, you find yourselves, hang on, I need my music. Sheesh, I need my music. As you all wake up, you do so to a familiar voice that some of you have heard before. This high-pitched female hyena. Wake up!
Oh.
Wake up! As you all rouse from your sleep, you see that you are all tied in tight rope around your midsections. Each one of you being held onto by a gnome, a hyena person. And you hear their leader, this giant female, go, "Bring them to the sacrificial chamber."
Oh shit! Fuck! Estrella!